Well, welcome back to another Wednesday Whisky review from your boys at the Buffalo Happy Hour. Again, +1. We are here with Patron Mike Filipski. What's up, man?
Not much, guys. How's it going? Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Absolutely. You brought us a treat today. You want to tell people about it? What we got going on?
Absolutely, guys. This is the Laphroaig Cairdeas 2020 port and wine cask.
I'm going to ask you to repeat Cairdeas one more time and tell people how it's pronounced that way. But first, we got to get to our sponsor.
Addy's Fine Wine and Spirits out there in what we call Billville, what other people call Williamsville. We have a partnership with them. It's not necessarily a sponsorship. And in that partnership, we just basically agreed to work with them in a more consistent basis to further promote the fact that they are a family-owned business in the North Towns. They have everything you need, from a massive spirit collection to a giant wine collection, as well as an in-house sommelier. Their entire staff is extremely knowledgeable. The two owners, Tyler and Lewis, have gone through extensive training and an extensive amount of tastings to understand what they have inside their store from up, down, top, bottom, doesn't matter. If you call Tyler and ask him a question about what he has in his store, he can literally close his eyes and walk you to where it is on the shelf. They are unbelievable people. They do a great job. They have an app as well, which is the Addy's app, and you can find that in whatever Android has for their app store, and then the app store for iPhone users, which is like 97% of the world population. So in that, we appreciate their partnership. And then moving forward, if you can find this in their store, let us know, because that would be news. Because from what I understand, this is something that is essentially only there in the motherland, correct?
Actually, not quite. Chances
Nailed
are...
it.
That's why Mike is on, to correct all of our mistakes.
All right, so a little bit of background before I get into the actual whiskey here. Laphroaig is one of the distilleries, as I'm sure you all know, because these guys have said it God knows how many times, on the Isle of Islay. And every year on the Isle of Islay, like usually end of May to beginning of June, they have a special music and whiskey festival. It's called the Feis Eel. And
Feis Eel?
Yep.
Nice.
Spelled Feisile. And every day during this festival, each place on Islay has what's called, it's like free day or like open day, where they have bands come in, they play music, they sell food, all this stuff. And they also typically release a special bottle of whiskey for their open day. Now, most places, they make so little of it that it only stays in Scotland and you really can't find it here. Laphroaig is one of the two places I know where they make so much of it that they have plenty for the island, but they also ship it all throughout the world. And we typically find their special bottle of whiskey here typically about every fall. And this is their special bottling for the 2020 Feis Eel. So this is Laphroaig Cairdeas port and wine cask. What they did was they took some of their spirit, they tossed some of it into ruby ports. Now, I don't know how the hell you say this, barracks or something like that. And they toss some of it into ex-bourbon barrels. Then after some time of aging, they take both that stuff and they marry it inside of ex-red wine casks. So that's the port and wine cask.
Do you know what Cairdeas means? Does that mean something or no?
Cairdeas is Gaelic for friendship.
Oh, okay.
And
It's like us, friends.
Yeah, I know, really. Yeah. I love it.
And yes, it is pronounced Cairdeas. So think of the word purchase, but instead of per, you say Cairdeas.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you try to grab one every fall, right? The new edition, you try to grab one, and they release a new Cairdeas every fall, but just a different blend of it for the most part, for lack of a better term, right?
So they sort of like vary as far as what they do. It seems like every other year they make sort of like a cask strength version of a whiskey that they typically make, and then the offsetting years they do just like a special kind of thing. The Cairdeas that's out this year is a cask strength version of their Pedro Jimenez a cask. Whiskey. And
so you scour Western New York for these every fall?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. no. It's once again actually pretty easy to find in local whiskey stores. In fact, I think Addie's may even have the 2021 cartridge.
It's just almost impossible to find last year's, right? Because normally they sell out.
Yeah.
So, okay, sweet. So let's get into label branding and talk about this, because Laphroaig is probably, when you talk about Scotch, Laphroaig is one of the three that come right out from an Islay region that are like, this is what Scotch is.
Yep.
And
Right.
Laphroaig is green bottle, which I love the green bottle. It looks so classy. They have the red stripe on that to signify the port and wine finish. And they have the box that it comes in, which just elevates it to that next level. I don't know how you can get a better looking bottle of whiskey outside of Laphroaig.
Yeah.
The only exception would be, to me, Lagavulin Nick Offerman, because they use a piece of wood that he liked as the bottle, or as the box, which is sick.
Right.
But like, this is beautiful.
Yeah, this is just eye candy, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Same with Glenlivet, just because of the color schemes that they have with their packaging.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you are into Scotch and you don't have a Laphroaig, then time to wake up, man.
yeah, seriously. One last thing too about Laphroaig in general before we really get into the rating is John Campbell just left. So are they going to continue doing this?
Yeah, they actually released the label for their 2022 cartridges. So they definitely already have that lined up.
They're like, we don't care, fam.
Yeah.
We're moving product. Also, keynote, there's a cork.
Correct.
Yes.
And it's an aggressive cork. It's very loud.
Yes.
When you
Yes.
open the
Love
bottle. So for me, I'm going A++.
A++. I like. I
Absolutely.
agree. None of this twist off stuff. Do you have the same like reluctancy when it comes to twist off, or is it just us? Like, do you think worse of a whiskey if it's a twist off cap?
No.
Oh. I guess it's just us.
I am
Whatever. Out with you.
I am for sure more wary just because sometimes you get those twist off caps that like malfunction and it doesn't like fully close all the way, and then your whiskey's like, well, crap, I better like chug this now.
Right, yeah. Which is not a bad problem.
No, but also, hey, liver, sorry.
Yeah, seriously.
It's an easy conversation for the organs.
yeah.
So let's
All right,
nose this bad
nose.
boy. Yeah,
Laphroaig
it
is
smells
so
like
good.
Mother Earth, but then there's actually that bit of fruit to it too, which kind of like sweetens it up.
Yeah, so for those of you out there who have had a whiskey from Laphroaig, this is probably the least like Laphroaig that is actually still a Laphroaig.
Right.
You definitely get that sort of Laphroaig characteristic on the nose. However, it's not like punching you in the face. You definitely get a like fruity sweetness that is definitely very present. I'd almost go so far as to say that that's almost more prominent than the peat, but not quite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That it's like a dark red fruit, like a plum or a cherry or something that is complementing that peat note that is just the perfect amount where you're not off-putted because of the peat.
And that's from the wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also not like a very dense, heavy like plum or
Yeah, not at all.
a cherry. It's a light fruit note.
So nose, what are you gonna give it? A?
I'll give it A+.
A+. Okay, A check.
Hey, check.
Love it.
All right.
I agree.
Agree.
Yeah, this nose is very, very, very good.
Initial taste, we can finally enjoy it after minutes of blabbling. So chill out, people, because I know you're all looking forward to this. Smoke.
Yeah, right away that campfire comes out,
Campfire comes right out.
but it's a sweet campfire.
Goodness, it's like a smokehouse, man. If you walk into the back of the kitchen of a smokehouse and then bam, that's what this is. There's an oil content to it. It's sugary though, which makes me super happy inside. It's so pleasant and smooth, and there's barely a burn. This is gonna just torch our palates, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
dude, this is so good.
Yeah, this is 52% ABV. If you manage to find this, and this is the first bottle of this that you've ever had, then this is like total misnomer as to what this whiskey actually is. This is totally not what this stuff typically tastes like. All right, get like the 10-year-old, get the real punch in the face, and then try this, and
You'll laugh
and just see, oh, this is really pleasant.
But from a standpoint of somebody getting into Islay whiskey, would you recommend this as the gateway into what Laphroaig is?
I wouldn't necessarily recommend personally this as sort of your gateway into sort of typical Islay. Although, to be fair, there are some people who just have to go full bore, and they somehow like that. Like, you take it so far that it's actually good.
Right.
I know that Bowmore has a sort of more mild and sort of more tamed peat. If you want to sort of start off with something a little bit more tame and not quite so...
Good call.
Like, I just licked a Band-Aid.
Right.
But...
Also a good call.
Yeah. I don't advocate licking Band-Aids.
Or like 40,000 envelopes in a day.
Yeah. But no, this is...
This has a surprising amount of sugar to it.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Very.
As soon as the smoke dissipates in your palate, it's immediately followed up with sugar.
Yeah.
And it's like pleasant wood sugar that you just want to, in a strange sense, just continuously lick.
Yeah. So A+ for this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for that.
I agree.
What I mean, realistically, I would always have this neat, but I want to pair this with something, and I can't figure out what I want to pair it with other than like a charcuterie board of like Goudas and then maybe some brie. But then at the end of the day, this is so ideal for just a long sipper, maybe over a cigar,
Dude,
but
could
a
you
very
imagine this with some
specific.
smoked Gouda?
Yeah, incredible.
Fantastic.
But it needs to be enjoyed over such a long period of time that it's almost ideal for cigars. Ending notes, it dissipates quick, and then it just kind of chills. Like
The ending note is very similar to the initial taste.
It is.
Which is the first time in a while that we've had that. This taste is very, very similar from the nose all the way through the ending note.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this is actually really, really good.
Yeah. I like this a lot. You're getting more, I will say you're getting more of the little ladybug brow. You're getting more right on Mike's little stand here. Nailed it. I don't know what that is. It's a friggin' beetle again.
Oh, there it is.
Or a bat weevil or whatever it was.
I will fight it to the death.
Come forth, nature. Come forth.
So I will say the wine notes are coming out more at the end, though. So the smoke is transitioning to that more fruity sugar note, but it's relatively similar throughout.
Yeah, there is smoke all the way through. All right, there's definitely smoke all the way through. If you've had Laphroaig 10 though, and you then tried something like this, you'd say, "Wow, there's a big difference."
Yeah,
there's a big difference.
So we're just gonna write the same stuff. You want to go same rating, or do you want to go lower because there's no variance? Same rating.
Same.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree 100,000%.
Is this your favorite Laphroaig?
Trying to think back through the memory banks.
Or is it within your top five?
Well, I've only had 6, so I mean it's very hard to not be the
Fair.
No. This is probably this is definitely in my top 2.
Okay,
Cool.
I like it.
What's the price point on this? Do you remember?
So the cartridges now are running about $100 because yay tariffs. Yeah, so that's probably what they're going to be about in the future. So
if not more.
Yeah.
Cool.
Please, no more taxes. But start setting aside a couple bucks every week, every fall. Pick up your bottle of cartridges.
There you go. All right, so final rating. You ready for this?
Derek, give me the countdown.
God.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
93.
Look at that.
What? So 94
94.
and 93? So
yeah.
93.5.
Nope.
93.67.
Yeah.
There you go.
Same thing.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Mike just doesn't process those.
It's the
those
same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's less than an eighth of an inch, basically.
I like that. So, kind of off question about you personally. What made you gravitate to Laphroaig and then not like Lagavulin or Ardbeg or some of the other ones?
I know the answer to that question. He's friends with both of us, and he's like, I need something stronger.
True, probably. That sounds about right.
No, I've had Lagavulins. I have had, at least a few Ardbegs. Not that I don't like them. It's just that, I've kind of hit the point where I just have to sort of like zone in on one particular brand
expensive.
From Islay, because if I don't, I'll go broke.
Right.
Mainly because we get a lot of like the special whiskeys that they put out. I'm just like, spend more money on Laphroaig, but also you get to try more of their stuff. So
that's true. Are there as much variations with Lagavulin and Ardbeg when it comes to like this type of blending, or are they pretty similar with their taste, just a different age statement? You know what I'm getting at?
So Ardbeg does have some whiskeys where they're mixing some ex-bourbon casks and some sherry casks too. Their Wee Beastie, which I know you guys had, I think that had a little bit of sherry in it, although not a ton because 5 years old.
Tar.
Their Anoa also has a little bit of sherry to it. Lagavulin, again, a lot of bourbon, lots of bourbon casks, but they're 16-year-old. I think it's actually predominantly European oak, which is typically used to age sherry and whatnot. So.
Cool. Well, Mike, thank you for joining us for these 2 Wednesday Whiskey Reviews. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
The whiskey that you brought is fantastic. So thank you very much.
Glad to be here, guys. Once again, thank you very much for having me on.
Absolutely. Everybody, thank you for joining. If you do download the Addy's app and you find this, enter code BHH at checkout if they get the bottle in after or before 7 days of this airing. So check that out. Use code BHH and check out. A link will be in the description for their app for you to download it. And thank you again, Addy's, for your partnership. This has been Laphroaig's review of the Cairdeas Port and Wine Cask, which is absolutely delicious. It is one of Mike's favorites.
And if Addy's doesn't have it,
we will put,
a option in the description for a 10% discount on that bottle.
Absolutely. So thank you, everybody. If you are going to pick this up, please remember to always drink responsibly.
Be a good person.
And do not litter.
We're out.